Hello everyone, my name is Crystal Myers-Barber. Today is November the 14th, 2019, and I'm going to go over an article that just came out with the Los Angeles Times. A lot of times you can only look at their articles for a certain amount of time before they want you to, subscribe and pay. But with me today, I'm going to go over it for you and with you, and so you'll be able to see it no matter what. So the title of this is about homelessness, which is definitely sweeping Los Angeles and California, and it's our biggest problem over here in Southern California, according to 95% of people that they asked. They polled here, and these people are agreeing that you can't even escape it. I'm going to play this video here in a second for you, but I'm going to go through some of this right now. This did come out today. As people are living in tents, RVs, makeshift shelters become a fact of life in neighborhoods far and wide. Homelessness is now an all-consuming issue in LA County, with 95% of voters calling it a serious or very serious problem. So there's a poll that they just did out there, and I'm in Orange County, and myself, I witness this homeless crisis daily. These people are pushing stolen shopping carts around filled with their goods, and they are it's inescapable. You cannot get away from what's happening to our area. So going back to this article, the near unanimous opinion that homelessness ranks as a top concern, and everybody is noticing it. I said there's no area, there's rich or poor areas are all being hit now. So this is a top concern that marks a sharp change from earlier surveys of LA voters over it says past dozen years. So only traffic congestion and housing affordability at 88% and 85% respectively came close to rivaling the near universal concern over homelessness. It's all over LA, says Justine Marine, a student who participated in a focus group tied to the county-wide poll. You can be just like I said, you can be in a good neighborhood and it could be around the corner. You can't escape it. So exact same thing going on in LA as it is in Orange County. Of course, I go up to LA. I'm going to upload a video on my channel of just me driving around so you can see some of the conditions with infrastructure and just the traffic. If you want to check that out, I'm putting the video up here briefly. Going back to this article, respondents were at various times angry, frustrated, and overwhelmed by the growing homelessness crisis. The poll of 901 registered voters found widespread empathy for homeless people. It also revealed conflicting opinions on what should be done about those who sleep on the streets and about what government's role should be at taxpayers' expense. In answering the one question, 49% said homelessness is primarily the result of a lack of affordable housing. That is like half the people they asked that are saying this is because the housing's too high, wages that aren't keeping up with the cost of living. By contrast, 26% said homelessness was primarily a result of individual actions and decisions. And we do know that a lot of these people that are out of their mind, they have mental problems, they're not seeking the help that they can get, and they're being offered a way off the streets. There are those people there that are choosing this lifestyle, I want to say that, and they're on drugs, In response to another question, 90% said that they agreed that mental illness and substance abuse, see, it almost is like I read this ahead, but I didn't. And I'm just saying things that I've seen and I know because I live here and I walk amongst these people. But they're saying exactly what I just said. Most people are saying they understand that this homeless crisis has the mental illness going on, the substance abuse, and in this article, they're saying that the government should step in and help fund some of this. So most people agreed that this should be the case. Now, 3/4 of LA County voters support adopting a law similar to the one in New York and other states that would require the government to provide temporary shelter to any homeless person who wishes to come indoors. So, let's see if there's anything else in here that I should tell you about. Okay, roughly a third of say they have experienced homelessness or housing insecurity, or know someone who has. That rises to 54% among Black respondents, who are disproportionately represented in the county's homeless population. Andrea Kidd, another participant in the focus group, described meeting a man in her Bible study who is homeless. Like several others in the 12-member group, she said she felt a great deal of empathy for people she sees who appear to be homeless. Homelessness increased by 12% in LA County this year to just shy of 59,000 people, while in the city of LA, the number soared to more than 36,000 for a 16% increase. As in the past years, most, about 75%, were living outside. We're all one circumstance away from being there. This person who was polled saying, she's basically saying if she lost a job, she'd be there too. 10 other participants agreed with the sentiment. Their responses added a deeper sense of the attitudes revealed by the survey data, showing that for Angelenos, homelessness isn't something that's an abstract concept. Residents are experiencing it personally. So people are living with this on a daily basis, said veteran pollster Peter Hart, who conducted the focus group. He's seen this before. It's very direct, very personal. It's not like crime, where people say it happened in this neighborhood or in the other part of town. One member of the focus group said her father was homeless. Another said he had a friend who was living in an RV. Another knew a professor who lost his job, had a bad divorce, and now lives in a car. And I've met people that live in cars. The poll showed broad agreement that societal problems, especially a lack of affordable housing and mental health resources, play a major role in causing homelessness. But the survey also showed that the public's empathy has limits. Some 60% of LA County voters disagreed with the idea that people should have a right to sleep or live on public property as long as the region lacks enough housing or shelters to house everyone. 41% they disagreed strongly. So a lot of these people don't want that stuff coming on to the area because, the people that would come over are using the bathroom in the streets, and there's more crime, and there's problems like that. It says, however, the courts have upheld the rights of homeless people in recent years, saying that cities cannot ban sleeping in public unless they provide enough beds for those who want them. So anyway, it's just going to go on to more of that information. Okay, Mayor Eric Garcetti, he's stepping in and saying some things. So there's a part in here about Mayor Garcetti, and people are saying that they understand that all this money, this millions of dollars that the city and county have already put into addressing homelessness, but people are noticing that nothing's changing, and so they've kind of like caught him, and he's just acting like that. He's just basically saying the money, we just don't have enough money, we're going to need to tax you more. I'm just going to sum it up for you. Okay, so I'm just going to end with the article talking about how the encampments have just grown, and I say this all the time, beyond a row. It's beyond Skid Row. It's beyond 50 blocks that used to be for years and years and years. Everybody always heard about Skid Row, but this has surpassed it, and everybody knows it. And the mayor, Eric Garcetti, is basically saying he's trying to do things about it, and he notices it. He's not in a bubble, he says at the end of this article, but the truth is he's really not. I don't feel like he's doing anything about it. And I'm going to link this article for you so you can read this if you'd like. And let's play this video.
Come in and have a seat. I just need to see your name tag as you're going in so I can check you off my list. Andrea, Justine.
How are you? Delighted to have you. How are you? Hi.
Sherry, perfect, thank you.
How are you? Hi, how are you? Hey, how you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good, how are
Oh,
you?
I'm sorry.
I'm a hairstylist, and some of the people that I work on, I mean, they're raising kids and they're trying to explain homeless to their kids. Why is the lady like standing by on the side of the freeway? Why is she talking to herself? Why, there's a lot of that kind of stress, like fear. They're scared. Their kids are scared and things
Okay.
like that.
Good, can I hear anybody else, same subject, same way? Let me, Edwin, anything you want to add to what Fafro said, or?
Yeah, I mean, every time I see more homeless everywhere, more and more, under the bridges, and it's not a pretty sight. And I guess none of us would like to have homeless next to your door. It's,
Yeah. Paul, want to add to?
On the topic of homelessness, or what makes me uneasy?
We started out with sort of stress,
Yeah.
and Fafro said, hold it, here's an area where I feel, there is stress.
If it's in my face, I will think about it, but it's not something I think about on a daily basis. I don't have stress on any day of the week thinking about the homeless. If, for instance, there's a homeless camp and near a parking space, I will not park in front of their camp. I'll go a couple blocks away. I don't want to interrupt them. I don't want any issues, so it's fine. It's part of living here. It's not something we should have to have the people living that way or us deal with. We probably should find a better place for them to live and provide more services, as I think Sherry had said. But it's up to the people that we put in power, and a lot of those people just talk in circles.
It's everywhere in the whole county, and it's there the entire year. It's not like the fire, it comes and goes.
The habitat and just cleanliness, living conditions is very dirty and unlivable.
Okay, go back a little bit. Yep, Justin.
It's all over LA. I mean, you can be in a good neighborhood and it could be right around the corner. You
Okay,
can't
good.
escape it.
Lean back.
Yeah, it's down the street from my house, and the tent cities, and the mess that they leave, and the drug use. It's hard issue.
Mariana.
I see rapid increase every time I go somewhere. It's a new tent.
Lilia.
Coming from all different states.
Okay, Sherry.
It's actually a global problem, but I feel that it's grown exponentially here in LA from when I was a kid. And I think these people need our help.
Okay, good. Favreau.
It brings the property value down if you want to rent your place or sell eventually. Like, how do you sell with trash in every different direction and shopping carts outside your place?
Okay, Edwin, lean forward and talk to me.
you don't know what to expect when you walk by them. The way they might react towards you or something might be dangerous.
Okay, Matt.
So I agree specifically with what Sherry, is that your name, said. Since I've been a kid, it's grown exponentially each year, and I think there needs to really be a plan to help, because it's indicative of what we feel as a city.
I hate even saying this out loud, but I feel uncompassionate anymore.
I've got a quick question here. How many of you personally know someone who is homeless? And I don't mean I've said hello to somebody who is homeless, or I've greeted them a few times or whatever, but either it's somebody who wasn't homeless who is now homeless, or somebody who is homeless where you say, I have a real relationship with them, where it's more than a person who's walking a dog and you say, oh, hey, how's Fido today, or whatever it may be. How many of you say, I know somebody personally that's homeless? Okay, I've got, okay, tell me what, I mean, not the individual, but in general.
There's a gentleman in our Bible class, and he comes
Okay.
twice a week. He's always regular, but he just doesn't have a place to live.
This is a musician who used to be a university professor. He lost his job, he had a bad divorce, and he lives in his car.
Mariana.
Someone I know was a drug addict, stayed on the streets for maybe 3-4 years, but right now She's criminal attorney.
Okay, but still, is still homeless?
No.
Okay, now he's, okay, Tim.
Yeah, a lady from our church who has some mental issues, and she lives in her car.
Justine.
My father was homeless.
Okay, John, sorry.
Oh yeah, one of my friends lives in their van now and has accepted that as their lifestyle and their home.
And how long? And
It's been about a year.
So that was an excellent interview, and this was by the LA Times. Thanks for watching, and look forward to my footage from me. I'm looking forward to uploading that footage for you. I was just in LA the other day, and it was really hard. So, okay, God bless y'all.